J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Here to break down BMF. That's right, BMF is back after a 1 week hiatus, and they did not disappoint. Jay Pusher pushed it to the limit. He pushing it. He pushing it. He pushing it. He pushed it. He pushed it all the way is what he did. Till he got his push back. Anyway, I really don't like Detective Meathead, aka Bryant. This dude's staking out. He about to give himself cancer staking out that long and eating all that junk food. How they didn't know this big ass boy? This dude sitting in front of their house with this big ass head, and they ain't notice him sitting there in the window. Man, people that damn unaware of their surroundings, they should have been noticed this dude was there. And I will say, OMG, I'm glad I watched this show. Cause ooh la la, she got in that tub, didn't she? She got rubber dub in that tub, and let me tell you, it's okay we ain't see the front, cause that back, boy, I'm telling you, all the men and they watch this show, and ladies as well, that may appreciate. Boy, I gotta. Man, the way things are these days, man, I don't know how I would feel as a young man, like with a Keon Anthony, and your mama is that smashable, and she on TV, and you seeing all that lovely lady lumps. Your boys on the team, like, bro, let me see Mom Dukes, bro. I'm dunking that. I'm dunking that. I'm taking it to the hole. I'm smashing. Dude. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. Stephen Harris, you say you get this episode of 9. I mean, I damn near gotta give it a 10. Just cause of Lala alone in this month. What? Miguel Markel Baker, what's good? Solid episode. Stephen Harris first in the building. What's good, my brother? It was a solid episode. It did have a few things that was questionable, though, in my opinion. For example, Jay Pusher, he was ready to go to war after he done took out one of the Moorish Science Temple members, the leaders or whatever. And one of the things that I was wondering is, like, damn, man, he got a gun store. When he went to his little place where he getting his troops together, he had guns on shelf, machine guns. I'm like, damn, this dude ready for war for real. He damn near about to murk one of his own soldiers. He's so mad and ready. But he had an arsenal, didn't he? I ain't know they'd be stacked like that, especially in the 90s. Maybe today some people may be armed to the teeth like that, but I didn't think that in the 90s. And anyway, that was interesting to see that Jay Pusher wasn't playing. And man, I'm glad. Well, Meech didn't end up taking out Jay Pusher, but I'm glad he came because everybody, I know y'all had to know the little slugger, little shorty, little curly head, sexy little mama. She wasn't about to go, I'm going to kill him myself. Uh-huh. Your ass ain't about to do nothing. And then she gonna go and start giving the speech. He like, yeah, I knew you wasn't gonna do nothing, little bitch. That's why you ain't pulled the trigger yet, bitch. Give me that gun. Here, come here. Now I'm about to take you out, you ungrateful little bitch. I kill you, him, and walk out that door. Huh? Think I won't do it, cuz? I take all y'all out and walk out that door. The big old gold teeth he got, he can't even talk without slurping. Yeah. Anyway. What's up, Rashonda? How you doing? Antoine Herring, Queens Nation in the building. What's good with you? Queensbridge. Man, what's up with Lucille, man? She lost in the sauce, man. She gonna steal from her daughter. Really? You gonna take the money and hide it like you throwing it in the garbage? I mean, she is facing a lot of pressure and things, but it's a few things this episode. This was actually, they packed a lot in this episode, a lot. For example, the abortion issue was in this episode, which I want to talk about. Lucille and the church, but then she taking the money. Why the church making the pastor do tithing? Show what I know, right? So I thought the pastor gets paid by the church just to give the money back to the church. I guess everybody give they what 10% to the Lord. So they give the salary to her, and then she need to give 10% back to the church. I guess that makes sense. I guess I don't know. That was something new to me. But what I do not like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm kind of tired of hearing this narrative. I think it's not true, is what I think, to be honest. And it's the narrative of when it came up in this show. Couple of narratives came up in this show, but this narrative that I don't like that came up in the show is when they asked her about the tithe, and she talking about, well, they said something about the Lord don't put more on man than man is supposed to have. It's in meaning a reference of mankind, but she talking about, yeah, me, but the Lord asked a woman to do the impossible, and we make the impossible happen, and this and that, and uh-huh. What? So oh my god, I don't like the narrative that women make the impossible happen and men can't do. I just don't get that. I just think that I think that's like a narrative being sold to make a division between men and women. And I don't agree with that. I don't think men do this or women do that or whatever. Maybe people have roles in life or something suited more to them, but women don't make the impossible happen and men just make the ordinary, or men make the impossible happen and women don't. I just think people are individuals and we do stuff. And if you want to get technical, I mean, a lot of the inventions that's been created that make the modern world work, we can see who made it. But nevertheless, I still don't like that class of men versus women, or women is this or men or that. I just don't agree with that narrative of life that they trying to put through society. Anyway, moving on. Antoine Herring, you say Lucille gonna snake Nicole's bread and give the church for her tithes. I know, right? Horrible. Actually, they do show a little bit of what's gonna happen with that at the end of this episode. The preview for next episode, talking about, don't you see his food in the refrigerator? It wasn't your money to decide to do that. That was my money for my baby and my future. If it was gonna be food in the refrigerator, that was her choice. It wasn't Lucille's. But Lucille gonna take the money, and that's and she getting loud. Don't you say? And see, that's the thing. A lot of people, when they wrong or when they are doing something to somebody, they get loud and boisterous to try to push their point across. But it is few people, and I am one of these people, that get very loud and boisterous when I am a defender, when I'm defending myself against a lie. I'm trying to get somebody to do the right thing. I'm defending something. But I don't do that because I don't get that way to try to get over or push something over on somebody or to cover up something. And so many people do that when people have that action, look at him, he mad, he doing this, it must be true. No. How would you feel if you're being falsely accused of stuff? You're gonna be like, okay, well, if that's what you believe. If somebody calling you a pedo or whatever the case, you just gonna be like, well, okay, I guess. Be like, no, I would virulently deny that. Ethan Levin, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that support, man. Breaking bread with the family. Definitely appreciate that. You say night moves, Roosevelt. Hey, that's what's up. DeMarcus Vaughn with the super chat. I appreciate you, fam. You say why Kia looks like Jada Pinkett from Jason Lyric, and she was about to set it off on Jay Pusher. Yeah, she do look like Jada Pinkett with that curly hair, the short curly hair. She does look like Jada. And you know what? That Jada Pinkett hairstyle look was popular in the 90s. It was other females rocking that. So that do make kind of sense that she was rocking that. Um, we do see Meech then stepped his game up. He was driving that red Acura NSX. Now that right there is a sweet ride. Classic supercar under the radar. Meech be on his car game. I'm gonna have to give you that. We see Meech trying to squash this beef with the Moors, and Jay Pusher, he ain't trying to have it. This dude, he goes thinking he's about to get rob a drug deal, stop a drug deal, then his crew take out two Moorish American dudes and then shoot one of the women. And he talking about take the drugs. They like, ain't no drugs. This is for a food pantry. They like, no, it ain't. Where the drugs, man? Where the drugs, man? Where they, man? This dude, yeah, they done made him an easy target to want to be taken out and nobody give a damn. He over here taking out food pantry workers. Took out you know, Jay put what's little slugger. Took out her damn sister, popped her, got her wanting revenge. And meanwhile, we see that Detective Big Head, Milk Dud, he done finally got the damn Red Dogs to try to get a warrant after he been staking out of this house for so long that now they about to go and see what's going down in there. He trying to close in on BMF, trying to make him snitch. And in a way, I look at it as almost entrapment with him. Yeah, they are doing drugs, selling drugs rather, but it's like you gotta, I look at it as you should catch someone in the act. You know what I mean? I bet if a police officer sits outside of a most people house long enough, you saw many cigarettes and food he eat. If you sit out of somebody's house long enough, you probably can find something to mess with them for. Now, well, we all have bricks in our house. No, you can sit out of my house as long as you want. That'll never be in there. But who knows what you could probably mess with somebody with or come up with. You know what I mean? I don't know. Say I parked in front of a fire hydrant or something. I don't know. Anyway, I just think they should just catch people in the act. That's just my whole thing instead of doing that. I guess if you catch somebody in the act and then it leads to a stakeout, that's one thing. But just staking out at the house just because you figure eventually, that's kind of messed up, in my opinion. Anyway, another thing that's messed up, in my opinion, is Terry. Terry is messy, messy. He first of all, we see in this episode letting little Mexicano, little muchacho, letting little boy get away, may end up to them having to fight their way out of Mexico because they didn't show what happened. But in the beginning, we see it may be the federales. They may be on the way. We saw local, hey, we're going to have to fight. You gotta have the shoe. You have the shoe. You wanna watch a YouTube? You watching YouTube on the phone? You watching YouTube? That's how they say YouTube. You watching YouTube? Okay. You wanna play? Play it all? Just play with me. Okay. You should have said hello to your little friend. I told you leave him in there. But you wanted to say hello to the little friend, didn't you? Huh? Okay. Time to play rough. Anyway, they might have to shoot their way out. Who knows? Man, another thing with Terry was I don't get, again, I'm not a gambler, for those that don't know. I've explained the joy of winning money doesn't outweigh the pain of losing. Just losing money, losing all of that. I just don't like it. So it's not that interesting to me. I will gamble, but it's just like going out to dinner or something. I'm going play and spend $100, $200, and then whatever. But the mentality, because Terry said that they kind of struggling. They ain't got no more work. That's with his right hand man, with big boy. I keep forgetting his name. He told Terry they ain't got no work. What's up? Let's link back up with Meech, get this work. Terry don't want to do that. He think he gonna make some money by flipping the money they got at a high stakes gambling, poker or whatever. No, it wasn't poker, but gambling in Atlanta, which I'm like, it's called gambling for a reason. He think he can just go and win. I guess that's what they all think, huh? But I just don't see how you could. Uh-oh. I just don't see how a person could think that. Especially he in the game. Why would you take that money that they done made in the game and throw it in the casino and possibly win, possibly lose? But I guess the mind of a gambler, they think they always on the next hot streak coming up. But anyway, of course it didn't work out right. And Markeisha fine ass gets hit on, of course, by another little dime piece. Turn out her man uh was a football player, played in the Super Bowl with the Niners. I wonder how much of these stories are real. Anyway, it looked like his main squeeze goes both ways. She's picking up dime pieces for him, which if anybody knows how the game really goes, hey, Jeffrey Epstein, all of that type of stuff. A lot of these people out there, not saying they was with people underage, but they woman normally brings the women. It ain't always the men bringing more women to the party. It's they woman. You get you a fine woman, she'll bring other fine women to play. And it seemed that's what they was trying to do, play. And Terry losing money to her man. And also, I meant to say this before. I may have said it. I don't know. But a lot of the jewelry that they wear in this show, it comes from GLD.com. Like that tank necklace, that's from GLD.com. I've seen that oh man, what is that chain? They wear it all the time. Oh, he wearing it. It look like a plug. He the plug. I think Jay Pusha's brother's been wearing it, and it's like a plug in the socket, except it's a chain. I'm the plug. That's off of GLD.com. A lot of this stuff off of GLD.com. Not trying to hate, but them chains is only like $200, $100, $300 for the biggest and stuff. Anyway, I actually don't think maybe a person should spend thousands and thousands on jewelry unless it's like uncut diamonds or something that you can take and sell anywhere. Anyway, one of the things that we see is Purdy. She trying to get back in the music biz. And she should be working on her new song called Tweaker, because they got me in the corner. Whoa, whoa. They tried to put me in the booth, but I got a booger sugar problem. I know it didn't rhyme, but hey, that was my freestyle. She tweaking hard. She looked bad. She got from Purdy to Purdy ugly. I mean, skin looking bad, no makeup, hair, booger sugar addiction on blast, and she taking medicine too. Her friend trying to tell her to chill. She like, I don't know. This notebook ain't right. The beat too fast. Let me get another hit, man. Let me get another hit. I'll suck your clit. Boy, she was tweaking hard. She like, Purdy, I'm put you in rehab. I say that Purdy's on crack rock. My Purdy in the rehab. That Purdy's on crack rock. Mama, why you keep doing this? They talking about me. Y'all don't know about that. Look that song up. Your Mama on Crack Rock by the Dogs. You'll really have a good laugh. That Purdy's on crack rock. Anyway, they try to put her in rehab. She check out. She end up tweaking out in the damn booth. Then Meech come. Meech so late with that, ain't he? This girl done tweaked out, went to rehab, escaped, and then he finally come. What happened? Oh no. I got your back. Way back. Then here come another theme. They had like three big themes this episode. And this other one was trying to go to the chop shop. That smishmortion. It rhymes with that. And so she tells Meech that she's pregnant, but she don't want to have no baby. All of these words they say in this scene sound so scripted to me. But anyway, she like, it's my body, my choice. They didn't even talk like that in the 90s. I lived during that time. I never heard anybody say, it's my body, my choice. What? Didn't nobody say nothing like that in the 90s or think nothing like that. She would have probably been more scared, didn't know what to think. She wouldn't have been so secure and defiant in what she gonna do. That's what it sounded like would have been my experience. Anyway, it's my body, my choice. That sounds like something a modern woman would say. Anyway, we see her going to the chop shop, and boy, they look worse than some damn NFL fans. I mean, I guess every spot is different. And that is real, believe it or not. I remember seeing that and I was like, whoa, people really do this. So that is real, but I guess at every location it could be more or fewer people. Maybe some places it's no people because I have gone by some places where it was nobody outside picketing. So I don't know. Maybe different things. Who knows? But that was kind of rough, and they kind of didn't make it seem as rough as it could have been. They showed her walking in there. They ain't show her walking out. And man, I don't know. That was a rough, delicate subject. I'm surprised BMF tried to take that subject on with Big Meech of all people. I got you. Then he talking about the kid, and I don't know. That was a rough one with that one. I'm surprised Meech even. I wonder how much of this stuff is real. Not to say he couldn't have been in that situation, because you never know what situations you find yourself in life. Truth be told. Anyway, we see the beginnings of Charles about to leave and go to Atlanta because they said, hey, come work with us with the music. He put that little tape he gave. He gave his damn daughter a tape that he was on for her baby shower. Hey, baby girl, I got you a present for that baby. Oh, daddy, what is it? A tape of me 30 years ago, back when I was doing something. Take a listen. Hey. Ding, ding, ding. Hey, I feel myself again, baby. Yeah. Like, what? Man, if you don't take that old ass tape up out of here and get a baby carriage, a car seat, The hell wrong with you? Lucille cousin ain't no help. Well, I ain't gonna say no help. She told her what to do as far as go back and at least go talk to the man social worker. But she done got this girl a vibrator. That damn thing about to put Lucille through the wall. She done got up under the lock the door, turn off the lights. She over here getting it ready and there getting it. Do-do-do-do. She having a date. She talking about when the last time you had an orgasm. Girl, I don't know. Why you ask? She should have said when Dr. Mario tore that ass up. Well, Dr. Mario did knock the stuffing off this McMuffin not too long ago. He tore this little yellow ass up, girl. I'm telling you. Ooh, I ain't had nothing like that since high school. Ooh. She about to put her own, she gonna put her own head through the headboard with that big ass thing. Brrr. Ooh. Brrr. Brrr. Ooh, Charles. Charles who? Charles who? Brrr. She gonna be walking out the room like she was riding the damn mechanical bull or something. Mama, what's wrong? Nothing, baby. I slept on the wrong side. That's all. Straight up. That thing was big. That shit was designed by NASA. Straight up. She should have just went on had the old social worker come through. He was like, have a seat. Yeah, Mrs. Flannery. Miss. Hmm? Oh shit. Them big old yellow titties. Damn girl. You had an 18? Yeah, it don't look nothing on like it's 18 on that. Them things look like they may be 18Ds, but that's about it. Ooh, you got some big old yellow shoulders, girl. Don't play with me now. Wearing them big old jeans. I'm gonna come over there and give you some real support. I got a third leg. It's good for support. You can lean on it. Prop you up. I got this third leg for all the support you need, baby. Big yellow. Lucille. She thinks she justified. But you know what? She really messed up when she tried to put that. What's up, Tonette? When she tried to say to Charles, she can't do nothing because of him. That's your fault for writing on the damn application or everything you shouldn't have. You ain't tell him everything was all good when you lied on the application. But the Lord, it's a good lie. It's a good lie, Lord. Lucille was so confused. I feel bad for her, actually. The more and more I watch this show, I think she's got a lot of self-torment going on, to be honest. I mean, she all in her own mind. She can't get out her own damn way. And all the problems that she putting on everybody else, I think, that could be on her. The real reason she in this position is because she can't forgive Charles. She can't forgive him for cheating on her. And if you're supposed to be the pastor and you're supposed to be helping others and they difficulties in life, you can't even who is helping you with yours? And that's why I agree with the guy when he was telling her, maybe you got too much on your plate. Maybe you took on too much. About women make the impossible, and I'm gonna keep making it. Shut your hey, you got too much on your plate. Straight up. But anyway, I move on. Was another point they had this episode I wanted to talk about. What else was it I had uncovered? Stephen Harris, you say wasn't the cousin the one who told Lucille to mess with the doctor last season? That's a good question. I can't remember. But probably she ain't. And also, at a certain time, we got to be responsible. Yeah, people can give advice and say this and that, but it's up to you to follow it and make up your own mind. And she secretly be listening to her cousin more than her own husband. That man done begged her, he apologized, did whatever. What else could be done? He probably wouldn't have did that if she wasn't holding out all the time on him to begin with. Not that that's an excuse, but that reservoir was getting full. He needed a release. And then all of a sudden, after he done smashed, now she hot to trot. She can't wait to get her rocks off now. You could have been getting your rocks off in your marriage and been happy, but you didn't want to do that. I don't know. Steve, you say Lucille getting squeezed from all sides. Maybe she shouldn't have stepped down. Hey, maybe. Maybe. Speaking of squeezed on all sides, this is another thing I was wondering as a woman. Because as a man, and I don't know, maybe men are different today, or maybe I'm a weirdo. But as a man, I never like to be somewhere I'm not invited or welcome. It hasn't happened too many times, but I've known of different things happening or whatever, or a party or something or whatever, a get together, and maybe I wasn't invited. I didn't show up. Why would I want to go somewhere that they didn't invite me, or I ain't welcome, or people gonna look at me side eye? With that being said, I thought something may happen with this when we see Terry talking to Lawana and he giving her the money in the safe combination, which I just know that's gonna end up being a problem one day. But anyway, we see what's a Lala. I get her names from all these shows confused. Anyway, Markeisha walk in, and as she walking out, they mention the baby shower. So then we see why they having the baby shower. Markeisha pop up and she like, this only for family. Me and Terry is family. Why is you trying to force your way somewhere you don't want to be? Why would you want to sit somewhere and make everybody uncomfortable or have everybody staring at you like, what you doing here? I wouldn't want to do that. And what is she trying to do? Maybe the women in the comments could let me know. But what is she trying to do? A power play? And what? I'm gonna force my way here, or Terry's my man, no matter what. She just seemed kind of shady to me, man, because she was like Terry said, what she was saying with Boom, that's still my husband. But then she got game. She got game because she said, yeah, right. Just like you got Tawana, or whatever, Lawana holding your money. Well, but you know me, I got your heart. He like, damn, man, she got game, man. She got game, and she definitely got a backcourt, a backfield in motion. I'm telling you, I'm ready to play ball. Anyway, she I thought that was really weird. I wouldn't want to do that, but that was funny, interesting. uh Stephen Harris, you said I feel like Purdy gonna tie in the Charles story. I hope not. Because what he gonna do with her? Get her doped up or selling her something or trying to, I don't know. Maybe he help her get her music career back on track, get her hitting high notes. Pop. But I don't know. We'll see what goes with that. The other thing that I think is interesting is that Detective Waterhead Harris, Milk Dud, they just stole my jokes anyway. He might get somebody to actually snitch on Meech, which I don't understand why these guys never have a lawyer. Why are these people always talking to the police and listening to them? I'm gonna put your granny behind bars. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Where's your damn attorney? They don't have a public defender at least. They keep talking to these people, making man, I don't get it. Anyway, it looked like he may end up snitching on Meech to save his granny. I don't know. We'll see. He did say, "Give me that pad and the pen." He could, write "screw you" on there or whatever, but we'll see. Hopefully, he get an attorney and get smartens up. But who knows? Um, we see Jay Pusher this episode meet his demise. Yeah, they got Jay Pusher. He gone. He done pushed it to the limit, like I said. And in another creative way, they've kind of made it where Meech didn't have to actually pull the trigger, or Terry. And that's kind of creative that they kind of have this show going where they haven't actually had to kind of implicate themselves in murders. But at the same time, if it was something going down, they can say it's a TV show. It's kind of genius in a way. But we see that Jay Pusher get pushed out. He get his neck pushed back thanks to his own little brother, which of course he probably sick of him. He wanted to play baseball. He feel like his life got ruined. This dude ain't nothing but a killer, shooting people, women, all kind of stuff. And he like, "Want me to tell my mama? Want me to tell my mama?" But at the same time, dude, he had to go. He wasn't about to stop. He wasn't about to listen. And if anything, he'd probably turn on his own people again and take them out. So yeah, they were put into a bad situation where they had to do something. And I feel bad for him for being the one to take him out, but he had to do it. And my brother keeper. Anyway, what y'all think about Lucille taking that money? Y'all think that she's justified in taking Nikki's money? I mean, in my mind, your actions tell the whole story. So she knows she wasn't justified in taking that money, because if she did, why'd she have to act like she was throwing it away and then look at it and hide it from Charles? And then you never even told her that you saw it and that you took it and that you spent it. So with that being said, I think it's not justified. I think if she did want to make it justified, she could have gave her the money and said, "Hey, look, this money was for you. We need food. We need this. I could use a little help with that. I know that's your money and this and that, but we could use this and that." Now your case is justified. Now, in my book, see, that's how I would have did it. I'd be like, "I found this money. Now we need this and that and da 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 da." And then if she'd have said no, then I could have went back and forth like, "Well, what you been eating since you been here? Where you been working? We need this. I'm struggling. Da 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 da." That's how I would have did it, and might have got mad at me. "He said this. He did that. I didn't steal it from you. I gave it back to you. You still had the option to say no or yes. If you said no, I did rebuttal, and you still decided to stick with your no, that's fine. I'm just not buying no damn groceries. You got money to buy groceries, buy your own groceries." But I wouldn't have stole it from you. I would have saved my own damn money is what I would have did. That's what I would have did. I ain't gonna keep trying to go broke for somebody and they got a stack of money. Then I'm a fool. So that's how that would have went. Now, if she'd have chipped in and said, "Here's 500, go on and get whatever you need for the house," we good. But she didn't need the whole 3,000. That was messed up. She didn't need to take all that girl money. Straight up. 500 would have been like $1,000 back then. Hell, a pair of Jordans was $100 back then. So, they could have did a lot. Eggs was probably $1 a dozen. So shoot, they could have ate real good. Anyway, Steve, you got a good point because Terry, this is something that that was happening earlier. I was talking about, but I got sidetracked. But about gambling, and so he trying to make this gamble double or triple his money. So he went trying to go to this high stake poker game, which of course that's why it's called gamble. Gambling. It's not for sure. You may make it, you may not. It's a gamble. Who knows? Well, he was losing all his chips, and Big Bank Tank over there was laughing and getting under his skin, which that's something else I learned in gambling. And I'm not a gambler. How do I learn so much and I don't do all this stuff? I don't know. I think because I pay attention, which I learned in life. If you just pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to life, pay attention to what's going on, you can learn more than a lot of people that's sitting there going to school, trying to learn this, do that, or they got a lot of talent and gifts, but they don't pay attention and do this and that. You'd be surprised. But anyway, for me paying attention, I've learned when you got this going and the gambling and the wrong person is losing money, that's how fights and problems and robberies and shootouts and things can happen. If you winning and somebody is losing a lot and they heated, you better zip that. And he left, so he talking crazy. And when Terry come back, he leave as soon as Terry start doing good, which means he didn't get a chance to win his money back. So now he really mad. They feel like you stole it from me, and if you've been talking crazy, that already adding fuel to the fire, which then led to, because that's another reason you got to be careful who you with and how you run your mouth. Because he with his lady who is running her mouth trying to get some new seafood to taste. She was ready to eat all that yellow seafood, that yellow snapper. She wanted to eat that yellow snapper, which let me tell you, hey, it did look pretty good from the back. I'm going to tell you, when it was getting back and take a dip, hey, I wouldn't have complained anyway. She done gave the damn address. Basically set him up without even realizing it, because she don't know who he beefing with and talking to. Little do they know, the same people come, show up, Terry, they rob him, get his money, taking him to the safe. Damn, that's messed up. Straight up. Ice crack the God. You can get a good car for $800 back then. Yeah, $800 car back then would be equal to like a $4,000 or $5,000 car today. That ain't bad. Straight up. Now 800 wasn't that easy to come by though. I remember I went with my friend and he bought his first car. I took him to this place that I thought was good cars and stuff, and he ended up buying the car from there. He bought a car before me. I was proud of him, man. He saved his money, put down, I think, I don't even remember how much he put down, but anyway, the car later got stolen, but anyway, yeah, that he got a nice, it wasn't an 800 though. I think he probably paid like 2,000 for it, maybe. Anyway, um, let me go ahead and give my most score rating for this episode. Um, Overall, I enjoyed this episode. It had a lot of powerful themes in this episode, from the abortion to the snitching, of course, and the stealing from the mama. And what else happened this episode? I talk about Marquise. Oh my goodness, boy, Lala Anthony, man. Although I will say that looking at her in this episode next to Marquisha, she does look older I'm starting to see that she does look like an older woman. She my age, but so I still don't think she look bad, but she don't look like how in my mind I still think she looked like maybe in her 30s. But then when you see somebody in their 30s, you be like, oh yeah, damn, she a vet. She getting up there. But hey, man, I still think she beautiful woman. All right, let's go ahead and get to the Mosco rating and break it down. Oh, I got distracted before I get to the rating part. The gambling. Yeah, Terry messed up for having his little sister come and bring that money on the plane. And for those who don't know what the beef or the issue was, is that you cannot take more than $10,000 in cash on the plane. I believe it's out of the country though. I believe so. But anyway, I guess it would have looked weird with this little short, young, pregnant girl with what, $100,000 in cash in a bag. Although it's not illegal to have money, it is illegal in a way to have money. So that would be interesting to see. But yeah, Terry had her doing that because he's down on some gambling debts and he lied and then justify it by saying, I gave you that money. Again, that's messed up. If you gave it, you can't throw it back in people's face. And that's one reason I kind of have a hard time accepting stuff from people personally, especially after I done been through what I've been through, because it seems people like to throw stuff back up. So not everybody, but anyway, gotta be careful with that. And then Terry smashing Markeisha all through Meech house, all on the tables and everywhere, in the bed and the couch and this and that. Like, hold up. What you can't be blessing my damn house. Money house blessing. Y'all remember that money house blessing sprays? Them sprays used to be the only thing I used to buy, them incense and sprays from Family Dollar. That's when Family Dollar was real cheap. It was $1 still, but or $2. But them damn money house blessing incense and stuff with a big Indian head on it. That stuff was probably straight poison. Anyway, let's get to the Mosco. For those that don't know, the Mosco is my rating system. Real simple. 4 categories, 25 points each. 4 quarters give you $1. Visuals and cinematography. First of all, I gotta damn near give it the top score for the visuals. The them backshot visuals right there. A lot. Woo, that woman, she got some curves, don't she? But nah, overall, the visuals, they make it look, like it's a 90s production, which they do that for this show. And they do a good job. Overall, I think they did pretty good with the abortion scene, showing the gravity of when you walk in to go into the place. If they were gonna go that far, they should have showed how it is walking out too. But anyway, they kind of showed a little bit about when Nikki was taking the bags and scared, seeing people tackled and this and that. And they had a good scenes where they kind of showed things. They did throw me for a loop when they showed Lala about to undo that robe from the front. I'm like, oh snap, from the front. And then they flipped it to the back. I'm like, whoa. Anyway, um, overall, I'm gonna give it a 23 out of 25. Hold on, that scene on again. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. That's a long scene. They paused it too. Okay, I might have to get that a 24 in this mug right here, baby. Storyline and plot. I like this storyline for this episode. We see a little bit more of what's going on. They took out Jay Pusher, and my brother's keeper. We see Meech and Loco, how they bond is going. He said, he have many distro, but they don't have a Dimitri. Dimitri, rapido, rapido. He like a Dimitri. He want to come to California. Entonces me que te distro. Y the Cali. He said, oh, me. I gotta be California. We make it happen. How they know Spanish? Again, languages are not that complicated, but they are. I don't like to say it like just because you black, you can't learn a language, because that's so far from the truth. But they like high school dropouts, although they were smart. I don't know. Anyway, this storyline and plot, I liked it. We see Detective Headquarters still on the damn case, get on my damn nerves. But you know what? Truth be told, we probably need more cops like him in a way. We do and we don't. We don't need cops that's blaming their personal life mistakes on. Maybe they are criminals, maybe they aren't, but don't take your personal failures in life out on the job. That's horrible. But to have somebody dedicated and working to do this is good, but also is bad, because how stressed and how that you can't make this your life. Because here's a news flash for anybody that work in law enforcement: crime existed before your ass, and it's going to exist without you. Nobody's going to stop crime. Nobody. It's just not going to happen. What one officer is going to stop crime? The truth be told, only Jesus or the New World Order. And I bet even with the hell, we saw Minority Report, it was still people crime. They'll make sure you can't even think about a crime. Who want to live in that world? Anyway, he's working hard on the case, and we'll see what happens with that. Overall, I like it. I like they throw in the little football player robbery situation, show that hey, life got side tracks and off ramps. For example, they were doing all this stuff that we've been watching. What if that one moment dude decided he wasn't gonna give the money and tried to fight, and they ended up shooting him? They might have ended up being the end of BMF, because that's a high profile person. He got robbed, shot. The police would really investigate that to make rich people feel safe. And he could have got caught up there. Luckily for them, that didn't happen, and their life kept moving. Overall, I'm just saying, you never know how life goes. You could be minding your business, and one thing happened, and that's the end of it. For example, one day I was, going to the gas station, and a dude was coming out. I don't even know this person, never seen him. It wasn't like I cut him off or something. And he was like, don't get, your ass beat on Mother's Day. I guess it was Mother's Day. And I was thinking, like, why he say that to me? Now, did he have a gun? I don't know. I did. But what if I started to argue and fight with this dude and stuff, and then something was to go left? That would have been the end of that. And that was 15, 20 years ago. I could have been in prison all that time or dead. But instead, I just looked at him and I just went in the gas station, because I knew I don't know this dude, and whatever he's going through, it don't got nothing to do with me. And if we start arguing or shooting or fighting, that's the last thing I thought was about to happen when I pulled in this gas station. So be careful with that. Anyway, I'm gonna give this because it inspired some of them type of thoughts. Made me think, man, you never know how things play out. He thought he was going to make money. Now he robbing some damn NFL player. That was the last thing he was on his mind. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a 22 for storyline and plot, special effect, makeup, costume. First of all, that birthday suit costume. Ooh-wee. I'm gonna get that a thumbs up. That was a great costume. Um, Overall, okay, all jokes aside, no real special effect makeup and costume unless you want to count the people getting shot, which of course that is special effects, Jay Pusher getting popped and things. So overall, I'm gonna give it a 22 for special effects and entertainment fun factor. I was entertained. And also I want to say, although I'm not joking, I do think Lala Anthony is fine as wine and all of that. I ain't no perv that I gotta be watching the show and oh, I gotta see a booty or boobies. Ooh, come on. If somebody really want to see that stuff, there's plenty of places you can go to see that stuff from people. But with that being said, because I ain't necessarily out there searching for that, because whatever. Anyway, it did not take away from the episode, is my point. It did not take away. It did not hurt. All right. I did not have a complaint on it. Overall, I enjoyed this episode. It was worth the wait. Get to see the end of Jay Pusher. We see Purdy. She about to be working with Jello, LaMelo Ball, brother. Because she is straight tweaker. But overall, I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing the next episode. And this episode was good. It moved the story along. And I think they're doing a good job of kind of making a story a lot of us kind of are familiar with and adding elements into it that a lot of us aren't too familiar with, keeping it fresh. So I'm gonna give this episode, I'm gonna give it a 23 out of 25, which gives me a total of a 90 on the Mosco. Wow, this is probably one of the highest rated BMF episodes this season. Um, and I give it a 90, which is like a 9 out of 10. I always give a .5 margin of discretion. So if you think it was an 8.5 or a 9.5, I can see the points being made for that. Although a 9.5 being close to perfect, I don't know about that. But man, as a man, straight man, a beautiful woman sure can help, but I don't want to also make it seem that seeing her rump roast made this a good show or a good episode, because that ain't the case. It take a lot more than that to make the episode good. But I do like how they took out Jay Pusher. I think what the element of her and Terry is showing that it's really complicated. This is an entanglement. I've never been in this type of relationship and things. I think part of my problem is I overthink too much. I don't just like following the emotion of a thing. Maybe on a one night stand or something. Maybe I might go that far. But as far as to be with somebody that is married and still with them, and they also are killers, and but I ain't a killer, so if I was a killer, maybe I wouldn't be so worried about messing with a woman attached to a killer, because I'd be like, I'm a killer too. But I ain't no killer, so I don't want to be ready to kill or be killed for a relationship. That being said, they got some stuff going on, man. I don't know how this is gonna work with Markeisha and Terry. I'm actually That's probably the only relationship on TV that I've been watching that I might be kind of interested in what is going on. The Shy, Emmett and Keisha. I can't stand Keisha. I ain't really that interested in their relationship and what happens. And Tiff and all of that. I guess I'm kind of interested in what happened with Tiff. I just want to see her look stupid, get her heart broke when she found out Nuck is the one that took out her baby daddy while you trying to be all moist for him and you treating Vic. I can understand you treating Vic sideways for other reasons, but the reason of he didn't tell you about Reg or Nuck, yeah, them the wrong reasons. It's one big reason you could probably come up with, and that ain't the reason. So she tripping. So anyway, I just wonder, like, well, we know Terry won't end up murked. So, I'm wondering what happens with them. You know, we did see that picture there on his dresser of her that time. So, and I haven't researched and looked up what happens with her in real life. I could, but that might spoil the future of what we gonna find out. So, Stephen Harris, you say Lucille is like tied 10 toes with sin. Hey, she 10 toes down with sin. I won't say that, but I will say that she is not as squeaky clean as she wants to appear to be. She is very deceived. Well, here's the thing. You said she worse than Marquisha. Meech and Terry ain't even graduate, but she treat Nicole the worst. Well, I got a reason on why I think that, and that is probably because she probably see herself in Nicole a little bit. Probably wanted Nicole to do better than her. And now that Nicole is pregnant out of wedlock, just like she was, she probably is upset and disappointed, probably taking out a lot of the frustrations and hopes and dreams that she had placed on Nicole or that she had for herself, and now is upset that she basically in her same footsteps, and they got a bad relationship because of that. And sometimes, from what I hear, a lot of mothers and daughters have tough relationships. Normally, the daughters like the daddy, and the boys love their mama. It's weird that way, huh? But um, is Lucille worse than Marquisha? Hmm. Depending on what you mean by worse. Uh, if you say more dangerous, I would say no. If you say worse, as in you portray one thing and do another, yes. She portrays the church lady and do no wrong, but she's shady, unforgiving. Now she's stealing from her daughter. Like I say, even if the daughter should have kicked in on the household, you confront her like a grown person and say, hey, your ass need to kick in the household. That's what you do. You don't just take it and be like, well, we needed this and that, so that's why I took it. Now what? No, that's messed up. So in that regards, yeah, but as far as worse than Marquisha, I don't know, because me personally, as much as I talk about how fine I love and how much I love me some Lala Anthony, I couldn't be with a person like Marquisha, even if she did look like that, because peace of mind and trust is way more important than how my wee wee feel. You know what I mean? Because as soon as I smash and then it's over with, I'm gonna start wondering if this dude about to kick in the door or something with my damn ding ding out. You know what I mean? Like I just be, or I'm wondering, are you setting me up? So I may mess around with her, but it would be hard for me to go to sleep without my pants on and shoes on, if you know what I mean. Because you may have to jump out the bed, defend yourself, or run out the window or shoot or something. So, and I've been with a girl that not that I thought she was, but we was in a tough neighborhood, and I didn't like sleeping over there after we smashed. I actually used to leave because one Here's another thing, man. Dudes are haters. So, like, if you smashing a female that is in a rough neighborhood, those dudes see you going over there, see your car, see you smash over there, and they probably either used to or they wanted to and never got the chance, or they don't do it no more. And so they may mess with you. And that almost happened once before because, leaving late in the car there and people on the porch saying this, doing that. Man, I ain't never came across the one I'm ready to die for. If it was my wife, you know, but just trying to smash and go through all that, I don't know. So Corty, and you say if Markeisha put Terry in prison, we see why they keep saying she not family and stuff. She put him in prison? She ain't put Terry in prison. What you talking about? I'm I'm must have forgot. Put him in prison. I don't remember that. Unless you're saying in the future, that's probably what happens. Which, if that is the case, anything is possible. Um, but they saying that she ain't family now, and I mean, I can see why, because he it's really all of Terry's fault because he cheated on Markeisha. I mean, on Lawana with Markeisha, and she was pregnant with his kid at the time, second kid. So that will be kind of messy and cause a lot of problems. I never like to, because when you cheating on a woman, you lying to her. I never like to be a liar. Like, I would tell you this ain't working and we gonna probably break up before I'd be cheating on you and you asking where I been and I'm lying or coming up with this and that. I ain't doing, you ain't the cops. I ain't lying to you. You ain't about to beat me up or give me a whooping or kill me. Not that I want you to or push you to that. I think people get pushed to that sometimes when they feel lied to and hurt and all of that. So anyway, um, I just think that make matters worse. But that's probably what it all is. So Lawana got kids, so that's like they grandkids, and she a auntie. So now they all a family now. Whereas here come Markeisha, big old juicy booty walking in here. She ain't got no kids with him. They ain't family. She ain't pregnant. And she probably ain't trying to have no kids right now with him. So they like, you just another woman, the other woman. He may replace you next week. Anyway, Stephen Harris, you say Lucille show that jealousy because Nicole relationship with Charles. Yeah, and also I think she was a little jealous when they was having that baby shower, and Nicole man, even though he young, he was there with her, trying to be by her side. But also at the same time, she about to drop out of school. And we all know once you take them semesters off, we almost never go back. And I remember people saying that all the time when I was in school. And I remember thinking, I'm gonna go back. I know people say that, but I'm gonna go back. I don't know what they talking about. I ain't never went back. Never went back. Cause life keep lifing. Too many things keep happening, man. Then next thing you know, you too damn old be sitting in no damn classroom and you got bills to pay and kids and all kind of stuff. And y'all have something about some homework. You be 25, 30 years old. Shoot. And time flies, man. Time flies. Anybody watching that don't believe it, believe it. You know, as the last time I was in school was the year 2000. That was 25 years ago. So that's a long time. That don't seem 25 years ago. Hell, more time has passed since then than I was alive. When I in 2000, I wasn't but 21, 22 years old. Now that's 25 years ago. It's been more time than I was then. I didn't more time passed than I lived then. So, man, it moved, baby. It moved. Anyway, this episode was good. A lot to talk about. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go live and talk about the Shy tomorrow, Friday night at 10 p.m. I didn't get to watch the Shy tonight, although it's 2 episodes left. I know the Shy has been going through a lot, so we'll see what happens with Reg and all of that. So definitely, if y'all watch the Shy, come through with me tomorrow. As far as BMF, if I was to compare BMF this season versus the Shy current season, I might have to give the nod to BMF. It's been not that you need action all the time and people shooting and stuff, but it has been more interesting. They've been all over the place. From Mexico, the Source Awards, St. Louis, Atlanta, Detroit. They got all kind of drama going on and family issues and things. I just think that it's written closer to reality in a way than the Shy. Even though the Shy is a current show, it kind of misses some things that go with how things will go today, in my opinion, with some of the characters. Anyway, um, we'll see how it all play out. Corty, and you say as soon as Markeisha hang up the phone to cops come in to arrest Terry. When is this? Is that when they show her picture on the table? I don't know. I don't remember that. Stephen Harris, Brian got a fixation with Meech at this point. That is definitely true, and that's why I say it's not good for a cop to be this fixated on people, especially because he's blaming Meech for his own shortcomings. It ain't Meech's fault that your son took that gun and did what he did. It ain't Meech's fault that you wasn't there for your son because you too busy working all night long trying to bust Meech. Like, he should have clocked out and took his ass home and been there, Mr. Bruiser. The Bruiser, the Bruiser gonna be there for you. The Bruiser, you my hero. Man, that was his damn fault that happened. He should have took more of a responsibility for his actions. And if anything, instead of going after Meech and Terry and them, as in, retribution for what happened, he should have probably, I mean, I guess he can't go have another kid. So I guess clocking out ain't gonna help. But he needs some type of therapy. And I don't like saying that because it sounds cliche, and I've never been to therapy in my life, so I don't know firsthand. And people say it helps. So, but back in that day in the 90s, wasn't nobody getting him no therapy and no help. So he's a lost soul, man. He's a lost soul. What does he live for? What is he doing? He don't have no relationship. He don't have a kid. He got nothing. And that's dangerous. He's more dangerous than anybody because he'll do anything. He ain't got nothing to lose. And then I wonder what he does with his life when Meech and Terry do go to jail. Then what? Then what? You know, what does he do? Just continue going after the next one? I mean, it's gonna be a bottomless pit that he ain't gonna never feel. And that's all his pain. So that's messed up. And in the end of the day, when you got police officers and agents like that out there, they'll they will inflict a lot of pain and punishment on people, and they don't give a damn. Like they say, what, hurt people. And boy, he about to put some pain with that lip. He gonna drop that lip on somebody, and it's gonna be over straight up. You don't want that in your life, you know. And I think that's part of his problem, Stephen Harris, is that Brian assisted Meech in the game in the beginning. Wasn't he like his baseball coach or something? Wasn't they giving him money and he was giving him tips and different stuff or whatever? And so now he got that guilt on his conscience. Then everything else that happened. So in his way, he kind of trying to make amends for his bad decisions in life. You know. K Mars, you say what you think Meech and Terry gonna think about their mama stealing Nicole money? Now that's a good question right there. The thing is, will Nicole tell them? Now when Terry was leaving and he like, you didn't even thank me for that money. And she like, what money? If I was Terry, I would have stopped, like, the money I gave you for your baby shower. And she'd be like, I ain't getting no money for the baby shower. Now, what I thought mama was going to do is say, I didn't see no money, and just say she didn't see it and threw it away. I threw all that stuff away. And then they think mama threw the money away. I thought that was what she was going to do. But she ain't do that. She try to justify it, talking about the groceries she bought. No. But anyway, I think he should have did a little more questioning, but he was too busy about to tag that ass, which, hey, I might have been a little distracted too. What money? Yeah, money. Yeah. Be back. Hold up. Wait. I'm about to tear this ass up some more. But hopefully, well, we know she figured that out because they was arguing. So I wonder if she does tell Meech and Terry mama took the money, and what would they think? One thing that I have noticed is that parents don't like to be held accountable for something they did by their kids, no matter how old they is. And something as simple as, oh, my bad, or I didn't see it, to something as complicated as taking this money, they don't want to hear it. I mean, I don't get it, especially when they teach. Most parents, at least, try to teach the kids right and wrong and accountability and this and that. But if you catch them on something and you hold them accountable as an adult, not you holding them accountable, but you still a child, but as a grown adult, they don't want to hear it. Who are you? What is this? What da, da, da. They will not admit to or say something, man. Boy, I'm telling you, in my experience, that's something very strange to see. Very strange to see. The people that teach you this and say that will not do it themselves. Oh my goodness. Anyway, K Miles, you said I thought she was gonna take a little money, not the whole thing. Well, if she took a little, she might as well have took the whole thing. Because if she'd took a little without asking, how's she gonna say, well, here's 2,200. I took 800. Or here's 2,500. I took 500 for such and such. You took without asking? You took some of it? Well, here's 2,800. I took 200 for this. You took 200 of my dollars and you ain't asked me? You could have asked me first. So that's why I say it's either all or nothing, because no matter what she take, you took it without asking. And that's stealing. It don't matter in my book who it is or what it is. If she felt justified in getting money out of that for the household, she could have said, hey, Nikki, here's the money your brother left. We need X amount of dollars for the house. I'd appreciate it if you could kick some of that out to me. So do this. And then either they negotiate a price or she give her the money or whatever. And that's the end of the story. And that's how me personally would have did it. Because the last thing I would want is for you that to come back and they talk about, but you stole this, but you took that, but you knew this and nah. See, I really don't like to put myself in positions I don't like, and I damn sure don't like to put nobody else in that position. So I would hate for somebody to do that to me, and now I gotta confront them and explain to them what stealing means. It don't matter if it was $10, it wasn't yours. Just ask me. It was easier for you to take it without asking me and justifying your mind why that's okay, when all you had to do was just ask me. I got to ask you for stuff that's yours that ain't mine, right? What's the problem with you asking me for my stuff that ain't yours? And I don't get that. I ask people if I need something of theirs. I don't take it and then say, but you got this, or you need this, or you didn't need that. I got. So I try to do the same things that I would like. I know, of course, that ain't how it always works, but I don't give a damn if it's $1. Don't take it from me. Ask me. I might give you 10. But if you took it, oh, I'm gonna cut your nuts off. Straight up. You a thief. So I can't trust you. You'll take $1. You could take $1. I can't. You ain't nothing you may or may not do. Ain't nothing too little or petty. You know? Hell, you could leave $10,000 in front of me. I wouldn't touch it. Straight up. I ain't taking your damn money. And you talking about I did this or took that or whatever, and I did that. Nope. Now, $1 million, you in trouble. Now, I'm pay some lawyers to get away with it. Anyway. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. Cortian, you got a good question. This is the last question before I get out of here. You said Jay Pusher said someone was about to help him take out Meech. Who you think that is? That's a good one. And you said, is it Lamar or someone like B. Mickey? I think it's B. Mickey, actually. It's probably B. Mickey. Now, as far as helping him take out Meech, that can mean a lot of things like information or actual physical soldiers. I don't think he needed any soldiers because he had plenty of them. So I think it was information. And we did see he pop up and almost get the drop on Meech a couple of different occasions. So I think maybe that's what it was happening. But it would probably be big, probably be Mickey. That's a nice one to say fast. Probably be Mickey. He was already in the loo. He was already taking shots at him. He could have been like, hey, look, them was warning shots. I'm giving you the warning like Pops from the barber shop. Take Meech out. Then we all could break bread. So I think it was B. Mickey. Lamar, he ain't on that level. He ain't in St. Louis. He don't know enough about what they doing to do that. So I definitely think it's B. Mickey, and that's a good point. And I think that may be the end of B. Mickey also, because if they find out that he has something to say, or if Jay Pusher little brother say, "Hey, it's this dude such and such that's been telling my brother whatever about you," it's gonna be trouble, trouble. They're gonna say, "Man, we just helped your little nasty dying baby, and this the thanks we get." Your booger nose baby, dying, sick ass baby, and this what I get? I'm the godfather to save your old broke ass baby life. I guess this baby gonna do a lot better without your ass in this life. Your broke ass baby. Your old broke ass baby can't even breathe right. This what you do? This the thanks we get? Oh yeah, we better tear that ass up. So that'd be interesting to see. And also, will we see Terry or Meech pull the trigger, or will it be one of their other soldiers and people? Because B Mickey is personal. That'd be something that they should get their hands dirty with when they do that work, put in that wet work. So it'd be interesting to see if they do that or not. If they continue with the trend of how the show always goes, it'll be somebody else that does it right at the right time. Which in a way is corny, but also it's kind of smooth and slick how they kind of put a show with they kind of doing this stuff, but actually not doing it. Now, technically, they still could get implicated for these killings because, well, here's the deal. If you think about it, for example, Jay Pusher, if they was to say this was a real situation, he could say, I didn't tell them to do that. I was trying to stress peace. The brother shot him. I didn't order that. So that way they can't be necessarily an accomplice because I didn't pull the trigger and I didn't tell nobody else to do it. And so in a way, that's kind of smart how they kind of having them get people taken out without them saying they ordered it or doing it themselves, because I believe murder's the only crime without a statute of limitations. You get caught up with somebody that got murdered, you 50 years ago, they'll put you in jail. So the hell with a TV show. If I was Meech and Terry, hey man, the hell with that damn show, man. I'm trying to get out. I've been in here for 20 plus. Don't have me murking nobody. Nobody. Straight up. The way things are going nowadays with them boys is listening to rap lyrics and all kind of stuff and locking people up and doing stuff, man. Be careful what you out there putting in the world saying you did or didn't do. Like I say, I ain't did nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't do nothing. I don't pay no English. I don't watch the YouTube. I make the YouTube video. Me no know nothing. Me no know. Straight up. YouTube. What is the YouTube? No. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. It's been a good one. Go ahead and check out the Shy. Y'all come through Friday night, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We'll break down the Shy episode 11 for season 7. And then we'll get into a little more BMF also. So everybody, y'all be safe. Have a good evening. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Deuces. And I'm out.